right now, we know there are quarterbacks that could go 1, 2, 3, 6, 11, 12, 13. There aren't, by my estimation, 7 quarterbacks with first-round grades. So at what point, if you're Denver, is there going to be a quarterback there at number 12, whoever that is, that you believe is worth taking at the 12th overall spot? Yes, Sean Payton said, in a perfect world, they'd love to see if they could add a quarterback. They just don't know if the value will match up with where they're picking right now. So they wait to see if one of these guys can slide through to get to them. The thing to keep in mind here also, it's going to be a little challenging for Denver to come up. They don't have a second-round draft pick. They're without that pick, so it limits their ability to come up. They're kind of helpless, waiting to see what happens as they wait to see which quarterbacks fall to number 12.
Yeah, Adam, that's a really important note. And let's actually dive into the availability of McCarthy to the Broncos with Smarter Picks, brought to you by NerdWallet. The picking outside the top 10 is to move up. You're going to have a chance to get the Michigan quarterback, of course. If the Broncos stand pat at 12, there's only a 4% chance he's still on the board, according to the ESPN Analytics Draft Day Predictor. After the 6th pick, it drops off to less than 50% of a chance that he's still available. Matt, the Broncos would need to give up a lot to go from 12 to get up to get McCarthy. And Adam even talking about there, they don't have a whole lot to give up. Is he worth giving whatever they do have to give up for?
No, I don't think so. And that's not a slight to J.J. McCarthy. I was at the pro day where people have said, this is the greatest pro day workout I've ever seen. I like J.J. McCarthy a lot as a person and a player, but he's my number 19 overall prospect for the 2024 NFL draft. And we're talking about, because the Broncos don't have that second-round pick, to go to 5, which is, I think, where you realistically have to get in front of the New York Giants. To go to 5 is going to be very expensive for a team that they have maybe been shopping Cortland Sutton, their best wide receiver. Garrett Bowles, their left tackle, is coming up on a free agent year this year. So they have a lot of holes. Pass rusher is certainly one of them as well in this defense. So they have a lot of holes for a team to be giving up those type of assets. And I'll throw this in here real quick. One thing I've heard, a lot of teams are very comfortable with Michael Penix Jr. from Washington if they feel like they can't go up to get McCarthy. Like sitting here today getting texts from teams saying, we like Penix as much as we like McCarthy if the cost is that high to go get him.
Yeah, Matt, real quick question. What do you like better? The Denver Broncos having to go up to 5 for McCarthy and maybe not being crazy expensive, or then dropping back to, like, say, the late teens and getting Bo Nix?
If it's a guarantee that I can get Bo Nix, I like that better. I'm always going to take more picks, right? I'm a prospect guy. I'm always going to want more opportunities to get great players. And going back from 12 to, like you said, maybe you slide back to 17 with Jacksonville, who wants to come up and get a premier corner or a wide receiver. I think that is much better value.
Yeah.
And then you're adding picks either this year or next year to where you can restock that cupboard a little bit.
Yeah, see, I agree with the sentiment. It's going to be probably too expensive. I just think that JJ and Bo are on different tiers as quarterbacks. So I think it's going to be difficult for them to get to where they want to for J.J. McCarthy. I just think it's more likely that they will end up having to trade back and get Bo Nix later in that first round, maybe in that late teens area, because I think that too many teams are going to be interested in going up and get J.J. McCarthy with more ammo.
I don't know if J.J. McCarthy is going to give Jim Harbaugh half of his check, because there's something that I'm missing from the film to the way that we're talking about drafting or giving up picks for this player. Do I like J.J. McCarthy? Absolutely. I don't drive far for food that I like, right? I don't go to movie theaters for shows that I like, for movies that I like. If I don't love it, I ain't moving for it. I ain't putting in effort for it. And to watch J.J. McCarthy's film, when I've seen the Andrew Lucks playing similar offenses, it ain't the same, y'all. And as you say that J.J. McCarthy is on a different tier than Bo Nix, I believe he's on a slightly different tier. But the stair that J.J. McCarthy is standing on with both feet, Bo Nix has one of his feet on it, and the other one is off of the freaking ground. And so to me, if you can move back and get Bo Nix, or even get Bo Nix at 12, I don't give up what it takes to get J.J. McCarthy.
Yeah.
I agree. I agree.
Yeah,
I agree.
Well, the other thing too, I mean, you kind of said this too. I mean, the Vikings, like if they didn't go up and get Drake May, did they try to get J.J. McCarthy?
Right.
It just may end up being for the Broncos too much of a price to
Right.
pay. But either way, you got to think the calls are going to be crazy inside those draft rooms starting tomorrow night. We've got more NFL Live on the way as we get you ready for all of it. The Raiders, one of many teams potentially looking for their franchise quarterback in tomorrow's draft. Could this be a